Hey everybody, how's it going tonight? Tuesday night, 8:15 p.m. So we will get rolling here in a second. We'll wait for everybody to, not everybody, but we'll wait for some people to jump on and join us and say hi, how you doing, and what's up. You can see tonight, this has been on my mind here in the last, I don't know, 3-4 days. Not long by any means, but long enough. In my experience, and look, I'm only talking about the dogs that I've run into for these 13 years. And I've seen a number of dogs, let's just put it that way, in my time, especially daycare. So we see a lot that come in and out, boarding, a lot that come in and out, training. And now obviously dogs that are here for training are training, you know. Hey Erica. And I kind of came to the realization that I don't think the average dog is a healthy, happy-go-lucky dog. I think we're trying to compare ourselves to the Lassies and the Rin Tin Tins and all that. You know what I mean? Rich and Jade, nice to have you here. And so, and I don't know why this came to my mind, because if you think about it, and I also want you guys to understand too that I'm not trying to be like negative Nelly here either. I just want you to understand this is just what I have come across. I have no scientific proof of this. I'm sure there are daycares out there that are running that every single dog that rolls in is happy-go-lucky. And that's all the dogs that they take. And that they don't see any other dogs, or maybe they don't take any other dogs. I don't know. I'm just speaking from my experience. And so, hey Stacy. And so, now, I also want you to understand too is that most dogs have their quirks, right? There's always something. There's an idiosyncrasy. There's something different about them, and that's why we love them, right? This is their makeup. This is their genetics. This is who they are. However, I think on average, most of the dogs that we see, they have maybe a quirk that's like a behavioral quirk. But that's okay because it's a quirk. It's just a quirk. It's not a major problem. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Era. Hope you guys are well. Hope you ladies are well. And so I think if we keep trying to compare ourselves and the dogs that we have to dogs that we think are out there every single day, that are these happy-go-lucky, healthy dogs. And look, by healthy, I want you to understand that I mean that there's no disease that's going on, that there's no allergies that's going on, there's no genetic defects like hip dysplasias, back issues, obesity. Do you see all this? Because if we start looking at that, this is going to be hard to compare yourself to, right? And obviously we shouldn't compare ourselves to these types of dogs. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves as humans to the Joneses next door, and because they look like their life is perfect when we all have our stuff that goes on. But if we start comparing ourselves, if you see somebody walking their dog down the road and that dog is, let's say, even off leash, but is healing perfectly next to its owner, that's great. They may have that. And that's fantastic. And maybe the owners work towards it and train really, really hard for that. Maybe the dog just came to it naturally. Maybe that dog is the healthy, happy-go-lucky dog. Maybe it isn't, and that's okay too. But what I want you guys to understand is that I don't think that we should compare the dogs that you currently have now to a healthy, happy-go-lucky dog. Do you know what I mean? Hi, Cindy. And I think we have to be careful of that, because if we start to compare it, then we start looking at our dog like, oh, he barks at the TV. Oh, he barks at the snow falling off the roof. Oh, he barks at UPS truck. Oh, he barks at this. Oh, he barks at everything. This dog is exhausting. Oh, he's so full of energy. Oh, he chews on this. He chews on that. And then it just starts weighing and weighing and weighing, And so instead of looking at this from like the negative Nelly aspect, let's look at this as a positive aspect of the good things that you have about your dog. Look at the good things that your dog does with you. Look at the things that you are able to do with your dog, whether it's going for a walk, even if it's just hanging out with your dog. If it's going swimming, if you're able to go on hikes, if you're able to go off leash, does he listen well? Or are you both a work in progress? This is the thing. So if you have a dog that's even, let's say under a year old, that's still going through puppy stuff, is that the healthy, happy-go-lucky dog? You're still going through some puppy stuff and some adolescence and everything. So this is what I mean is I think we need to be very careful about how we're comparing our own situations with our dogs to what we're perceiving what the world is like for us outside. I hope this is making sense to you guys. Because let's just say this. I see a lot of owners that look stressed when they come in for a lesson. And I also get it because you're coming in to learn and you're coming in to understand. I had 2 great lessons today that were they were fun, they were great. I had one that the lady came from over 2 hours away to meet with me for 90 minutes and then 2 hours home. And so this was on my mind before these lessons that I had today. And the lessons I had today were very positive and very, like we're making progress and we understand. And look, dogs are like family members too, So I look at it from the aspect of like we look at our child, and if our child misbehaves in front of us out in public, that can be embarrassing. But who cares what those other people think about what you're doing with your dog? You may be working with your dog. You may be trying to work on issues with your dog. And if you guys are on here, and if anybody, whoever comes across this, watches this, just know that when you walk up or you see somebody else with their dog, they may have been trying to work with that dog 15 minutes before you got there. Even if the dog blows up, even if they're trying to work with their dog, they're trying to take a wonderful step forward to work with their dogs. So do you see what I mean? Is like I think this healthy, happy-go-lucky dog can be a very false sense of security as far as what it should look like. You know what I mean? And so if we're dealing with really bad behaviors, then it looks like Mount Everest, like we're never going to get through this. Really bad behaviors take a while to get through. But if you keep looking at this like, man, this is just such a bad behavior, and why can't we have a happy-go-lucky dog? I get it. You're putting all that stress on yourself. But please know that even though you may see that dog walk by that owner, and that dog is off leash, but that dog is in a perfect heel, and you're like, oh, that's great. I wish I had that. What you may not know is that dog doesn't ever want its owner to get out of its sight, and it has severe separation anxiety in the house. Do you see? So there could be something else there, or it could be the happy-go-lucky dog. But what I'm trying to say is I don't want everybody that watches this to think that every dog you see or every dog that you come across is the happy-go-lucky dog. Do you see what I mean? Just focus on what you are doing with your dog. Focus on the positivity of what your dog does well, and try to take that positive mindset and bring it into one of those small little behaviors that you wish you could change with your dog. Start small. Just trim off the little bad behaviors that you have going on there, and then you're able to build up. Do you see? I see it a lot too when some dogs, we bring them out of the daycare at the end of the day, or we bring some back or into the daycare at the beginning of the day, and I'll hear sometimes people, in the back, oh, I wish my dog did that. Oh, look at how well that dog behaves. Do you see? And that's okay, I get it. But instead of looking at it like, oh, I wish my dog did that, look at it and go, that's what it looks like. That's what I want to create. See, so now you have a visual. Now you can take that positive visual that you have seen. Now you know what it looks like. Now you know what it may feel like just by watching it and seeing somebody handle the dog. Or even, let's say, the person walking by that you see with the dog off leash next to him in a perfect heel. enjoy that. That dog is doing very well. There's been work that's gone along with it. So you can sit back and you can appreciate that. You can appreciate the vibe. You can appreciate the relationship, the dynamic, everything, right? And so that's what I want this to be, is more of a positive message here tonight, because I think it's important for us to remain positive with this type of stuff. I think it's important for us to make to take baby steps forward, and I think it's important for us to look at those baby steps, their accomplishments, their baby goals, right? It's all a part of it moving forward, and it's baby steps, baby steps, baby steps, right? So look, I'm on my 4th week now of doing like some intense working out, and tonight I'm tired with it. I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I know, because look, it's the same thing for people too, right? If you see somebody in town and they look super fit, or looks like they've been working out, you're like, oh man, that's what I wish I could have. But you may not know that they have 45 grand in debt. So instead of looking at it like, man, I wish that's what I had, we can look at it and go, there is so much work that went into that. There was so much discipline that went into it. It's fantastic, because that person had it going. You know what it looks like. And so that's what we have to focus on. You guys see? I hope this is coming across the right way, because it can totally be misconstrued as like, there are no happy, healthy, go lucky dogs out there at all, and they're all just crap, and there's something wrong with every one of them. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if we look at the positive things of what you have going on with your dogs and building on that, don't look at the Mount Everest of like, my dog is reactive, I can't get anywhere with it. None of that. There goes that guy with his dog off leash, and that makes me so jealous. No, enjoy that. Enjoy that moment of seeing the payoff to it. Enjoy the moment of looking at it and going, I know that person worked hard. They put all the effort forward. Now this is what they get in return. Do you see? So that's what I'm saying is, you can create a happy-go-lucky dog. It's a lot of work if it's not like the genetic disposition. But it can be there. It just takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of understanding. And look, I'm only 13 years into this. And I'm saying only because in the dog training world, that's a hop, skip, and a jump. It's not like down around the bend and back 10 times. It doesn't, at least that's my perception. I don't look at myself as an expert. So I just look at it from the perspective of 13 years. It's like I'm just getting started. I don't have a complete understanding of dogs. I don't. You talk to trainers who've been doing it for 40 years, and sometimes they think of that kind of thing of like, what have I forgotten? What else is there? That kind of thing. Do you see? So it's all a part of it. So there was something. Hey, Deegan. And Adam says, great stuff. Thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. Once we dealt with our own reactive dog with anxiety issues, we started noticing how many dogs have similar issues, and that those happy-go-lucky dogs don't seem to be the norm. Has helped immensely with the mental aspect of us. Yeah, it takes the load off when you realize that this is the norm. Or, again, this is my experience. That's all I'm saying. So, of course. And Stacy, I love the videos we share in the academy. So helpful. And it's great. And Stacy, you've shown improvement too with the videos in the academy as well. And by the way, at the end of this too, I'll be giving away another free week to the academy as well, just like I did last week. You guys, it's a great resource for what you have going on. Cindy, this evening Gunner sat calmly in the open hatch of my car while a scary loud motorcycle drove past. Yeah, see, that's exciting stuff. Within 6 feet, progress, but it has taken years for this moment to happen. I'm pleased because he is such a well-behaved dog, happy dog otherwise. It was amazing to see him achieve calm at last. You guys, see, some things take years. So if you take the pressure off yourself of not comparing yourself to the Joneses, not comparing yourself to the dog that's in the perfect heel, not comparing yourself to, the agility dog that can run through the course in 10 seconds. We just look at what we have and what we have to work with, and we build on that. That's all that there is to it. I know it sounds complicated, but just little bits at a time, and it takes some work too. It really does. Yep, Erica is our newest member in the academy, and it's some pretty awesome stuff. So, you guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Jade, of course, I want, and this is my point. I want to put things into perspective for everybody. I want to take the load off of your shoulders. I want to take the stress off of your chest. I want you to be able to take a deep breath and go, oh, I don't have to compare my dog to that dog. I don't have to compare my dog to what appears to be the perfect dog. Do you see? Look, you guys know that Gemma and May come to work with me just about every day. So when they get in there, socially, they've been around a ton of dogs since they were both 8 weeks old. Gemma gets still a little riled up around other dogs. If there's something going on, she wants to be a part of it. Do you see? And there's some days where she is work for me out there, but I also know that we're pushing, or she just passed 2 years old, and I also know that this won't be this way forever, and I just have to keep on it. So it's not a day-to-day kind of thing with her. It also depends on the vibe of the group. You see? About a week and a half ago, May started getting a little assertive in her way, and started to try to muscle her way around. So I had to whoa, this isn't happening anymore. And so I've started to slowly chip away at that. And now I'm starting to see a different behavior out of her. Do you see? So there's nobody that's immune to this by any means. There's nobody. Even for, if it's for the best dog trainer in the world, there still might be something with the dog. But think about if it's the best trainer in the world, they still had to put in the work to the dog. The dog didn't come at 8 weeks fully trained and hey, you don't need to do anything with me at all. It's fine. No big deal. You see? So when you wake up in the morning, or even tonight when you turn this off, take a deep breath, relax, let the stress come off your shoulders, okay? Just a nice positive vibe. Look at your dog. Be proud of who they are. Be proud of the work that you have put in so far. If you're watching this, you're putting in work. Right now, you are putting in work. And I hope everybody realizes that. Right now, as you're sitting here taking in information, you're putting in work. It's indirectly with your dog, but it's just giving you something else that goes along with it that you can then share with your dog. And I hope, and I hope, and I hope, and I pray that you guys understand that during the day when you are not training your dog, if you're taking in some sort of content, if you're trying to understand something a little bit differently, if you're looking or even thinking about, how am I going to get him out the door tonight? What am I going to do with him on the walk tonight? What can I do that's going to be positive in my head to make sure that we end on a good note? What can I do tonight? You're working on training. You see, you're trying to educate yourself. You're trying to be positive in that mindset. And that's what you can carry with you to the dog. You see? So, look, today the first lesson that I had, this is a good example. This dog had nipped a maintenance worker of some sort, broke some skin, and she's about 2 years old, somewhere in there. Great owner. And as soon as I saw the dog, she looked like a sweetheart. That was the vibe that I got. However, has been known to lunge here or there. So this guy right here knows not to walk right up to this dog and try to spoon it and give it a hug and be like, let's be friends, right? I'm going to get my face bit off. So my lessons are about 90 minutes long, give or take, depending on what we're working with. I made an effort through that whole lesson not to even try to pet that dog, not to give it, long-lasting eye contact, nothing. Because I understand that dog is going through a lot. It's a new environment. just in the car for 2 hours. Now I'm in this big room with all these kennels, even though the dog doesn't know what they are. It smells like a ton of dogs in here. And next door in the daycare room, I hear dogs. Just think of this, the information that dog is bringing in. Well, at the end of the lesson, it was about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes. I could see the dog really started to loosen up. Now, an hour and 45 minutes before the dog was like, okay. So I knelt down and I just kind of like did this on our floor. It's a cement floor, just like, you know. And that dog came over to me with its head down and its tail wagging, curled herself into me, and then she gave me her butt. I mean, straight up gave me her butt. And so I rubbed on her a little bit, but I made sure not to be overpowering to that dog, you see, because I look at it from the aspect of that dog's been through a lot in the last 2 hours. Actually, if you think about it, 3.5-ish. Do you see? So this is why I don't want to put all that pressure on that dog. I understand this isn't your average happy-go-lucky dog. And if I understand that, that means I'm going to give that dog more time. And I think this is also where we get other dogs into trouble. Because we as dog owners, we know the work that we're putting in with our dogs. And we also know that we try to keep people from our dogs. Like, don't walk up on it because I'm trying to work with my dog. And so, because this is the thing, is that we all think that most dogs are happy-go-lucky, right? I don't know how many times I hear somebody say, or tell me the story that, I told this person that my dog isn't good with people. Oh, that's okay. Dogs are good with me. I'm going to reach my hand in and crunch. You see, because we still are under this mindset that every dog is happy-go-lucky. And then so all this does, when we reach into that dog that isn't happy-go-lucky and they crunch on our hands, that makes that dog have to go back to that state of mind again and again and again. Do you see? So, Erica, you hit it on the head. It is work. It's work. But when you get there, when you have those rewards, they're super easy to build on too. Super, super easy to build on. So, all right. We have a couple more minutes here before I give you the trivia question for the night for the free week into our Academy membership. So if any of you have any questions at this time, I'm more than happy to field one or two if you have something that's been on your mind. Or maybe tell me what's been on your mind, or tell me what you've been doing with your dog that has been working. We can keep this positive light to go along with this, because I think we need some positivity in our world right now, probably more than ever in this lifetime, I think is safe to say. So I would love to know what you're working on. Tell me what's worked for you. Something, because I think it's good that we share this. Okay, so this is a perfect example. Look at these two things. So both Jade and Erica are in the membership, okay? And Stacy. Look, I got all the membership people. You guys, these are people, all right, that I said before, they're working on training now. It's indirectly, but it's still working towards their dogs, okay? So I know Jade has been working a ton on feeding time and making sure the dogs are calm before that. That's fantastic. Erica, 10-minute game of fetch. That's great. Stacy, we've been working on waiting when I open the door, and today Delta did it. Stacy, I did see that post in passing, and I meant to comment on it, and I'm still going to comment on it because that's amazing. That's huge. That is huge. Place work is fantastic as well. You guys, I'm starting to become a big fan of place and that type of work, just to give the dogs a place to just go chill for a second. Just go chill. Once you chill out, you can come back. I think it's important to give our dogs something to do and a purpose, if you will, and also understand that state of mind. So I understand that without a doubt. So that's 4 really, really good examples of how to go about it. So. All right, so let's do this. All right, so whoever answers this question coming up in a second correctly, it'll be the first correct answer, will win the free week membership into the Academy. So this will allow you, if you need to send in any videos for me to break down, if you just want to come in and not post anything and peruse and just watch all the videos and read all the comments and see what's happening and what to do and how to do it and everything, then that would be fantastic. So whatever you want to do with the membership for the week is totally yours. If you want to use the heck out of it and submit a video a day or something like that, then that's great. You can totally do that. Or like I said, if you just want to come in and peruse, that's fine too. Either way, I will say this. You are going to learn something in this group. In the next week, you will learn something. There's no doubt about it at all. So that's a given. All right. So if everybody is ready, and again, so the people that are in the membership are exempt from this. I know, boo-hoo. So here is your question, and I'm going to go with whoever gives me the first correct answer. All right? So here we go. Right now, I have interviewed, as of today, 49 trainers from 49 different states. So if you listen to the podcast, you'll know exactly where I'm going with this, probably. What is the one state that I have left to interview a trainer from? What is the one state left that I still haven't interviewed a trainer in? First answer will win the membership. So here we are. Now we wait for everybody to try to figure this out or jump on their other devices, which you'll have to probably listen to a podcast to get the answer. So, see, things have gone quiet now. So people are like, uh-oh. Wow, Sheila, first one. Bingo, nailed it. Mississippi, that is the last one. Mississippi, awesome. Sarah, I actually just did Alaska, and that was an amazing podcast. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So if you haven't heard it yet, look up Vermont Dog Trainer Show on any podcast app, and it was fantastic. So it's with Tim Eben. It was such a good conversation. And that's what I want those interviews to be, are more conversations, because it was so good. I've listened to it a couple of times. I'm probably going to listen to it again because I think it was that good. I mean, I really do. It was just such a good give and take, back and forth. It was our own little tennis match, if you will. So, all right. So Sheila, that's great. You are the winner. So once this gets over, Sheila, just go ahead and message me, and I will send you the link to the page. If you all want to learn more about it, just go to vermontdogtrainer.com/academy and give it a look-see, because this is going to be an invaluable resource for many, many dog owners like yourselves that are looking at changing your dog's behavior. And here's the thing, and the people that are in the group already will probably be some of the first to tell you that this is a very positive, supportive, friendly group. I mean, it really is. I sometimes hesitate to use the word family, but there's just a lot of just good support and cheering on and everything, and it's just really good. So it's good stuff. All right. So you guys, I guess we'll call it a night for tonight. And again, I'll be back on again next week as well. So you guys have a wonderful night. Stay positive. Look, when you get done here, take that deep breath. Relax. Sigh. It's okay. You'll figure it out. You'll get through it. You just got to stay positive with everything. And just realize, just work on the little things first. Just like what Stacy was doing before. She's just working with her dog, walking out the door. It's just the little things, you guys, that will carry you through. Don't try to, climb Mount Everest now. Just do the little things. If your dog gets really excited when you get the leash out, just work on the leash thing. That's all, okay? So you guys have a wonderful night. I hope this resonates with you. I hope you had a great time, and I'll catch you next week. See ya.